Picture this. You step into your garden on a warm morning, coffee in hand, ready to admire your thriving pepper plants. But instead of the lush green foliage you expected, you're greeted by yellowing leaves, stunted growth, and telltale signs of pest damage. If you've ever experienced this gardening heartbreak, you're not alone. Pepper plants, despite their robust appearance, are surprisingly vulnerable to a variety of common garden pests that can devastate your harvest if left unchecked. The challenge with pepper plants is that they're essentially magnets for trouble. Aphids cluster on tender new growth, sucking the life out of your plants. Cutworms slice through stems at soil level, toppling entire seedlings overnight. Hornworms can strip leaves bare in mere days, while spider mites create a fine webbing that signals serious stress. Flea beetles pepper leaves with tiny holes, weakening plants and making them susceptible to disease. Each of these pests presents unique challenges. But the good news is that effective organic solutions exist that won't compromise your health or the environment. Companion planting represents one of the most elegant and sustainable approaches to pest control, working with nature's own systems to create a balanced garden ecosystem. When you strategically plant certain herbs, flowers, and vegetables alongside your peppers, you're essentially creating a natural fortress that confuses, repels, and deters harmful insects while attracting beneficial ones. Basil stands as perhaps the most powerful companion for pepper plants, not only enhancing the flavor of your peppers when grown nearby, but also releasing aromatic compounds that aphids and hornworms find absolutely repulsive. Plant basil varieties like sweet basil, Thai basil, or even purple ruffles basil in a ring around your pepper plants, spacing them about 12 inches apart. The essential oils released by basil create an invisible barrier that pests struggle to penetrate. You know, marigolds really deserve a special place in your pepper garden, since their pungent scent can disrupt the sensory systems of so many common pests. French marigolds are especially effective against nematodes, those microscopic soil-dwelling pests that can just devastate pepper roots. Go ahead and plant them as border plants around your pepper beds, or even intersperse them directly among your pepper plants for the best impact. Plus, those bright orange and yellow flowers will attract beneficial insects like ladybugs and lacewings, which love to feast on aphids and other soft-bodied pests. You might want to consider adding nasturtiums to your companion planting strategy as well. These climbing flowers actually act as trap crops, luring aphids, flea beetles, and cucumber beetles away from your precious peppers. Try planting nasturtiums on the perimeter of your garden, or use them as ground cover beneath your pepper plants. Their peppery scent helps mask the attractive odors that would otherwise draw pests to your peppers in the first place. Creating an environment that attracts and supports beneficial insects really transforms your garden into a self-regulating ecosystem where natural predators keep pest populations in check. This strategy does take a bit of patience and understanding, but honestly, the results are remarkably effective and, best of all, completely sustainable. Ladybugs are perhaps the most recognizable beneficial insects, and you know each adult is capable of consuming up to 5,000 aphids during their lifetime. To attract these voracious predators, plant flowers like cosmos, dill, fennel, and yarrow near your pepper plants. These flowers provide the nectar and pollen that adult ladybugs need for energy, while their larvae hunt for aphids and other soft-bodied pests among your pepper plants. Lacewings, often called aphid lions, are equally valuable allies in your pest control efforts. These delicate insects with transparent wings lay their eggs on thin stalks near aphid colonies, and when the larvae hatch, they immediately begin consuming pests. Encourage lacewings by planting sweet alyssum, coreopsis, and angelica around your garden. And hey, avoid using broad-spectrum pesticides, even organic ones, as these can harm beneficial insects along with pests. Parasitic wasps, though tiny and often overlooked, provide incredible pest control services. These beneficial insects lay their eggs inside pest insects like hornworms and aphids, effectively eliminating the pest from within. To attract parasitic wasps, incorporate plants from the carrot family such as dill, parsley, and carrots that have gone to seed. The small clustered flowers of these plants provide the perfect landing platform for these diminutive but mighty helpers. Neem oil applications, the organic systemic solution. Neem oil represents one of the most versatile and effective organic pest control tools available to home gardeners. Derived from the seeds of the neem tree, this natural pesticide works both as a contact killer and as a systemic treatment that disrupts pest life cycles without harming beneficial insects when used correctly. The key to successful neem oil application lies in understanding its mechanisms of action. When pests ingest neem oil, it interferes with their hormone systems, preventing them from molting, mating, and laying eggs. This means that while neem oil may not kill adult pests immediately, it effectively breaks the reproduction cycle, leading to population collapse over time. For pepper plants, this gradual approach is ideal because it allows beneficial insects to remain largely unharmed while targeting the pests that are actually feeding on your plants. Timing your neem oil applications is crucial for maximum effectiveness. Apply neem oil in the early morning or late evening when temperatures are cooler and beneficial insects are less active. This timing reduces the risk of harming bees and other pollinators while ensuring that the oil has time to work before the heat of the day causes it to evaporate. Mix neem oil according to package directions, typically at a rate of 1 to 2 tablespoons per gallon of water, and add a few drops of mild dish soap to help the oil emulsify properly. Focus your neem oil applications on the undersides of leaves where many pests like to hide and lay eggs. Aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies often congregate on leaf undersides, making thorough coverage essential. Use a pump sprayer or spray bottle to ensure even coverage, and be sure to treat both affected and healthy plants as a preventive measure. Reapply neem oil every 7 to 14 days or after rain, as the oil breaks down naturally in sunlight and water. Your kitchen pantry contains several powerful ingredients that can be transformed into effective organic pest control sprays. These homemade solutions offer the advantage of being completely food safe, inexpensive, and immediately available when pest problems arise. A simple soap spray creates one of the most effective treatments for soft-bodied pests, like aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies. Mix 1 to 2 tablespoons of pure Castile soap or mild liquid dish soap with 1 gallon of water. The soap works by disrupting the cell membranes of soft-bodied insects, causing them to dehydrate and die. Spray this solution directly onto affected areas, focusing on pest clusters and the undersides of leaves. The key is to use pure soap without additives, fragrances, or degreasing agents that might harm your plants. Garlic and pepper spray harnesses the natural pest-repelling properties of these pungent ingredients. So, to make your own, just blend 3 cloves of garlic and 1 hot pepper with 2 cups of water, strain the mixture, and then add it to a gallon of water with a tablespoon of liquid soap. This spray honestly creates a barrier that most pests find totally intolerable, effectively keeping them away from your pepper plants. And you know, the capsaicin in hot peppers is particularly effective against mammals like rabbits and deer, while the sulfur compounds in garlic repel a wide range of insects. Baking soda spray offers protection against fungal diseases that often accompany pest infestations. To whip up a batch, just mix 1 teaspoon of baking soda with 1 quart of water and a few drops of liquid soap. This alkaline solution creates an environment where fungal spores just can't survive, preventing the secondary infections that often follow pest damage. It's a good idea to apply this spray every 2 weeks as a preventive measure, or right away if you spot any signs of fungal problems. Physical pest control methods provide immediate visible protection for your pepper plants while requiring no chemicals whatsoever. These strategies work by creating barriers that pests simply can't cross, or by trapping them before they can cause any damage. Row covers offer comprehensive protection against flying pests like flea beetles, aphids, and egg-laying moths. Use lightweight, breathable fabric covers that allow sunlight, air, and water to pass through while keeping pests out. Install row covers immediately after transplanting young pepper plants, securing the edges with soil rocks or clips to prevent pest entry. And remember to remove covers once plants begin flowering to allow for pollination, or, you can hand-pollinate flowers while covers are in place. Cutworm collars protect young pepper transplants from one of the most devastating pests gardeners face. You can create collars from cardboard, aluminum foil, or plastic cups with the bottoms removed. Place these collars around each plant, pushing them about 1 inch into the soil and extending them 2 inches above ground level. This simple barrier, honestly, prevents cutworms from reaching plant stems, where they typically chew through and topple entire plants. Sticky traps effectively monitor and reduce flying pest populations throughout the growing season. Yellow sticky traps attract aphids, whiteflies, and thrips, while blue traps are more effective for thrips specifically. Place traps near your pepper plants but not directly above them to avoid, accidentally trapping beneficial insects. Check traps weekly and replace them when they become covered with pests or debris. The information gathered from sticky traps also helps you identify pest problems early, before they become severe. Mastering the art of organic pest management really starts with a shift in mindset, moving from a reactive approach to a more proactive one. Instead of just waiting around for pest problems to show up, effective organic gardening is all about creating the right conditions that actually prevent pests from getting established in the first place, while also building resilient plant communities that can, handle a little bit of pest pressure without missing a beat. So it's important to monitor your pepper plants regularly, making sure to check both the tops and undersides of the leaves for any early signs of pest activity. You'll want to look for things like discolored leaves, small holes, sticky honeydew residue, or even tiny moving insects. Catching these issues early lets you address problems while they're still manageable, which often means you'll need way less intervention than if you let things get out of hand. Keeping a garden journal to track which pests show up and when can really help you anticipate and prepare for those seasonal challenges. And of course, maintaining plant health through proper watering, fertilization, and spacing practices is crucial. Healthy plants, just naturally resist pest damage better than stressed ones. And making sure there's good air circulation reduces the humidity that a lot of pests need to thrive. Try to water your pepper plants at soil level instead of overhead to cut down on fungal problems, and make sure there's enough space between your plants to keep that air moving. Remember, organic pest control is really about balance rather than total elimination. Having a few aphids on your pepper plants might actually be a good thing since they provide food for beneficial insects. The goal is to keep pest populations below damaging levels, not to have a perfectly pest-free garden. This approach supports a healthy ecosystem while still protecting your harvest. The journey to mastering organic pest control for your pepper plants is both rewarding and, honestly, pretty educational. These 5 strategies give you a really solid toolkit for protecting your pepper harvest while supporting the overall health of your garden ecosystem. Just keep in mind, consistency and patience are absolutely key to success with organic methods. So, are you ready to transform your pepper growing experience? Make sure to subscribe to the Smart Garden YouTube channel for more expert gardening tips and techniques, and don't forget to share this guide with your fellow gardeners who are ready to embrace organic pest control methods. Together, we can create thriving, sustainable gardens that produce bountiful harvests year after year.